Hello, my fellow Hetalians, and welcome back to oh gosh. Oh gosh, this video is gonna need to be delayed. Oh gosh, I sound like a dying Gilbert.
Hello my fellow Hetalians and welcome back to Hetafax. I know this video is late, I'm sorry, I had finals, and by the time you're probably watching this, I'm probably going to be in sunny Thailand, provided I didn't fail my finals. Anyways, I know I said I probably wasn't going to do this video, but I'm out of interesting top 10s, and even though most of you already know what I ship already, I'm going to tell you here and now and make it official. So here we are, my top 10 favorite ships. What many of you have been waiting for quite some time. And before you ask, no, I am not doing my least favorite ships. I am not going to trigger that bomb. No, thank you. And I don't really have many ships that I dislike in the first place, and I don't hate any ships except for Rusprus. Anyways, remember, this is my opinion. Anyways, let's begin. Number 10. You know how the majority of Yuri ships in the fandom are pretty much shipped just because it's Yuri and for the sake of being Yuri without any background basis whatsoever? Even though many of them have never had any canonical interactions. I'm looking at you. And you and your ships. Okay, you I get because you're the mecca for gay porn and stuff. But you know what actually has basis and is also Yuri? Thai Viet. Vietnam has blushed around her, Taiwan has called her cute, and then there's that, costume she borrowed from Taiwan for Halloween. Sure, Taiwan. Sure. Plus Taiwan's bubbly personality kind of warms up Vietnam's cold, rational personality. But the topic of communism may be a bit sensitive between them though. Oh, it's still cute. Number 9. Ameliot. Hands down, most underrated ship in the fandom. Well, next to number 7. There's a lot of canon interaction between the two, and they're just so cute. America's adventurous personality requires someone who is very patient. And Lithuania never gets frustrated around America through the entire time that he works for him. Even England is baffled by this. Then there's the whole bride thing, which has never been explained, but I think he's just comparing him to a mail-order bride, which he kind of is. I don't really ship America with many people because I think that he's kind of immature and doesn't really need a relationship. Why have a relationship to slow you down when you're the hero? Unless you have to save the damsel in distress from the evil communist. Number 8. Sufen. I know that it's typical of me, but I do enjoy some Sufen from time to time. People argue over US-UK and Fruck all the time. People argue even over Jir Ita right now. But the one ship that a huge portion of the fans can agree on, except for probably the Finns, is Sufen. Also, again, I'm a sucker for one-sided pairings. Just look at Sweden, he's got his whole secret family going on. But do you know what I like even more than Sufen? Number 7! Do you know what I like more than one-sided feelings? Love triangles. So do you know what I love even more than Sufen? Estfin. Now this is one of the most underrated ships in the fandom. The rareness of it just makes me ship it even more. Estonia doesn't get enough love in the fandom and he's such a cool character. I would like to see him get shipped more often. They are just so cute together, and there's not enough of it. There needs to be more. More, I say. But then again, Estonia kind of has a weird relationship with Sweden. On one hand, it's, oh, Sweden senpai noticed me. And on the other hand, he says that when he looks at me, it feels like he wants to kill me. I smell a love triangle. Number 6. Edelweiss. two of my favorite countries are Switzerland and Austria, and neither of them have many ships, but surprisingly, I think they are good together, because there's historical and canonical ties to them and they are kind of cute. Another very underrated ship, since both of these characters never really get talked about very much. Well, Austria has a lot of memes, but Switzerland is one of my favorites, and he's a character I really connect to. But the only other ship he has is with Liechtenstein. This is because Switzerland is kind of a hermit that doesn't like to talk to anyone. And that's kind of his own fault.
I think he does this just so he can't be shipped.
Ha! Ha! Nice try, Switzerland. The fangirls will always find some way to put you in yaoi, no matter where you try to hide. Number 5. I ship what I call the movie 8 pairs, or I also call them the Wawa World Undo pairs because all of these pairs sing a chorus together in the song. I just happen to ship all of these ships. These ships are Jurita, Fruck, Rochu, and Ameripan. I just happen to ship them all. Remember when I said America's adventurous personality requires someone who is patient? Japan is a little bit less patient than Lithuania, but it's a good thing, I think. He helps America learn and improve himself, and America also helps Japan with modern things and gets him constantly addicted to new trends and kind of helps Japan open up a bit since he's so introverted. And he literally did help open up Japan to the rest of the modern world. There's also a lot of interaction in the manga, in the anime, and to this day, the countries in real life love each other politically. I just think that opposites attract, and I think that they complement each other rather well. Number 4. Czechoslovakia. I don't know if it's because of their lack of color scheme, or because they're new, but there is not enough works of these two. There really isn't. Just look at these two. Just look at them. Okay, there's a chance they might be related, but it's not confirmed, so until then, ignorance is bliss. Besides, they act more like an old married couple than siblings. And then there's this little line. Either she's being super tsundere or we have another one-sided relationship. We need more fan art and fan fiction of these two. I need it. I don't care who else needs it, I need it. Number 3. Rochu. I have quite the history with Rochu, let's just say. It was my bro TP for the longest time, but eventually, as I wrote more and more fanfics, I started to ship them slowly, more and more and more and more. And so, it eventually became an OTP rather than a bro TP. But don't get me wrong, I still ship it as a bro TP. I mean, look at these two! The countries are really close in real life, and though Russia stalks China, the two can be seen leisurely hanging out together. Here they're even sharing a drink at a bar as China rants about Japan after Japan stabbed him in the back. Quite literally. Now I just need Husbando to cosplay with me next con. Number 2. Lietpol. Spoiler alert, I ship Lithuania with a lot of people. Why do you think I made the visual novel in the first place? Lietpol. Lietpol is... well, let's just say I have a lot more history with Lietpol. Yeah, Anime Midwest 2016 was a fun year. Also, even though their personalities are opposite, they kind of complement each other. Poland needs someone who is patient, very patient, and forgiving like Lithuania, and Lithuania might just be the only one who can tolerate Poland and still be happy. Plus, they were married at one point, and I know Lithuania says it was a partnership, but by the terms and definition, if you want to be consistent, it's a marriage. I think he's just in denial. I think it's just really cute, even though all the Lithuanians disagree with me on this. Number 1. I've said my OTP many times on this channel, but in case you missed it, here it is. Lietbel. I will try to keep this brief since this is my OTP, but I know it's going to turn into a very long rant, so prepare yourselves. I find it cute just how Lithuania is dedicated to getting her. I mean, she broke his fingers, and he's still smiling. That is either a guy who is really into BDSM, or that is dedication. And then there's the whole Litbel SSR thing in the Grand Duchy of Lithuania. And yes, you heard me correctly. It was called the Litbel SSR. That was actually its name. I'm not joking. Well, it is debatable since territories were kind of messy at that time, but yes, this was a thing. Basically, before giving Lithuania independence, the Belarusian and Lithuanian SSR were combined into one. I see it as Russia wanting to get his sister off his back, so he married her off to the person he can probably trust the most, Lithuania. After all, he still cares for his sister. He wouldn't want her to marry just anyone. It lasted for about 5 months. And guess who broke them up? Also, this is my favorite love triangle between these three. There needs to be more of these three in general. And then Poland took half of Belarus and Lithuania's capital. That is one bitter X. And then around this time, Lithuania went to live with America. Damn it, I just spoiled the plot of my fanfiction. Also, in the C-Lat desktop mascots in Belarus's diary, you may see the entry played around with Lithuania and his strange sideburns. It was interesting seeing what kind of faces he makes when I do such things to him. Interpret that how you may. Also, the countries are still kind of close today in real life and in the manga. They can be seen hanging out together. Also, Lithuanian history is a huge part of Belarusian history. She lived with him for a huge portion of her childhood. It has always been my OTP. I could go on, but I'm going to stop it here. But I guess the biggest reason is, I guess it's because I can ship Lithuania all day with many people, but I honestly can't see a better person for Belarus than Lithuania. And that was 1 mark higher on your history test. Thank you for watching Hetafax.